Top row, far left, soprano 1. Steady gaze, lyrics memorized. Worlds of adolescent wanting waiting on the other side of this concert. For students, you are haven. For colleagues, you are ballast. To your family, you are the door that won't ever be deadbolted. In February, you let me take this yarn. June 6th, I'm knitting leg warmers, back pew Portsmouth, while you read Wendell Berry to introduce deep peace. I put down my needles and curl up inside the sounds. I want to glance up at you while making slow progress on imperfect holiday gifts, as long as we both shall live. This poem I wrote for my friend Allie Fields while I watched her sing with a group called Voices from the Heart, maybe Voices of the Heart, in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I'm glad that I put the date on it because this year, witnessing my friends in all their glory has been sustenance and also survival. If I can look at the ways in which they shine and persevere, I too can remember the shinier parts of me that sometimes go hidden or that feel like they won't be visible again. So when I'm writing and I'm grieving and I'm in a major life transition, the satisfaction comes from a sense of offering truth in the midst of chaos. What's become clear to me in this past year of my life more than ever is that I'll always be an artist, a creator. I've never not been writing in a journal. I think I started by the age of 5, and there are drawings and things that came before that. This is not meant to be a brag. Oh, I started reading and writing early. No. It's a reminder to myself of who I am. And over the course of the months and weeks and intensity of 2025 into 2026, the clarion call for me, Hannah Lynn Mel, one human woman, has been keep creating, keep writing, keep putting your work into the world. That's come not only in the form of poems and leg warmers that I'm getting back into making, but in the form of soul collage cards, in the form of many songs. And it'll never be for me to judge like which ones are really great and which ones are not. What I know is that when I offer something like this, when I read this to Allie Fields, there was a sense of so much coming home, remembering who we both are, teachers, creators, perseverant voices in a world that seems impossible to navigate at times. And if she's steadier or truer than me in 1 year, that doesn't mean I'm less than her. It means she's a shining star. And if I'm presenting as a comet or something dark, my turn to shine will come. We're in new moon season, Gemini, and my friend Kim Woods on her Substack and LinkedIn, her strategic Oracle platform, is inviting anyone who's paying attention to show up boldly, let yourself be seen. I'm inviting the people around me to also find their voice and reclaim the aspects of themselves that have gone underground. I'm doing that through a YouTube Live on Wednesdays over the lunch hour through the summer. I'm doing that through my own creative work. What I know for sure is that if it's just me creating in a quiet room, I would go insane. I'm too extroverted and I need people. But we all need people. We need each other. And I was lucky enough to be in New York and New Jersey. And of course, my Amtrak train went through Connecticut and Rhode Island to get there. And the feeling of travel, of seeing Lila and the incredible Mia. Lila and Mia, two of my former students, they are both incredible to me. Just amazing, vivacious women. But I also got to meet some of the people around them. I saw my aunt, Margaret. I saw my friends, Shirley and Dave, my financial advisor, Rob. These humans who I get to human with were more important to me than seeing Lupe Fiasco in concert, even though that was incredible and I would do it again in a heartbeat. But it'll probably, be a few years before I save up the money for that. Saving up the money. Those concert tickets weren't incredibly expensive, but I liked being out and kind of checking off one of the artists that I most admire from the list of people I want to see. And it was magical that I got to take Mia with me. Magical to be fully alive in the moments of my life. That's the invitation always of creating, but also of coming into shared space with humans. And one thing I noticed over and over again in New York, New Jersey, Brooklyn, the spaces where people are creating and also adding their street art or graffiti, if you will. People care about people still and real art. On one side of a wall in, I believe it was the Upper East Side, but I might be mistaken, might have been Brooklyn, there's a big sign for AI, and there is profanity graffitied all over it, suggesting that maybe we don't care as much about AI customer service as some of the billboards would want us to. Also, right next to it was this beautiful ad for a live performance. Not even one little mustache was painted over the face. No. If it was a horrible play, or at some point someone might draw graffiti on that poster, but I loved the juxtaposition of seeing what I like to say is fear-mongering or just profit marginalizing. All these pictures of perfect-looking AI. I watched Terminator and Terminator 2 back in the day. I'm not scared of AI. I think it's ridiculous when we choose machines over human life, but also humans are invested in new technology. And I will choose always the humans that I love over some fantasy or some screen's output. If it's enhancing our shared experience, I'm not necessarily against it, but I love being in a new moon energy because it reminds me, even in the midst of darkness or shadow or cloud, something new is always on the way. Maybe we together can be the newness that we're dreaming of. What that means for me, I have more clarity while also making my way through the murky middle of a real transition. And I will enjoy the clarity I'll get back into the groove of certain through lines in my life. And always, always for me in this lifetime, I'll be looking around me to notice the others and to uplift their voices and their creations to the best of my ability, with significant imperfections adjacent.